At number 10 we have Every Breath You Take, The Police. Okay, let's start this list off with an easy one. This one might have slipped under the radar for some of you, but a lot of us have picked up on the hidden meaning behind this song. The lead singer Sting bellows out the lyrics, "Every move you make, every breath you take, I'll be watching you." On the surface it comes off as a nice love song about a guy who has maybe too much admiration for his new girlfriend. I understand you love, but you definitely can take it too far. Like those couples who make out in public all the time, like stop, we get it. You found someone to spend the rest of your life with. Don't remind us all that we're gonna die alone. I don't need to see that stuff. Well, the actual meaning of this song is much creepier. Sting wrote this song about his obsession with his ex-wife. The wife which he left for her best friend. Oh my god, this is hot tea, baby. Apparently he couldn't get over her and he actually started stalking her a little bit. Also, he had to deal with all the drama of banging your wife's best friend. Oh my god. Like I said, hot tea.
Coming in at number 9 we have Eeny Meeny Miny Mo. Just when you thought that learning to count via a cute little nursery rhyme was safe, you find out that actually the poem was hella racist. Not cool. So in the UK we say Eeny Meeny Miny Mo, catch a piggy by its toe, if it squeals let it go. In the States I'm pretty sure that they say tiger. Anyway, in the original it was not an animal at all, but the N-word. The rest of the rhyme was also pretty awful. It was the N-word and then if he won't work let him go, skidum skiddy skidoo. Getting kids to count and teaching them deep set racism at the very same time? Awful. Coming in at number 8 we have It's Raining, It's Pouring. I used to like singing this one because I think I found the prospect of snoring kind of funny as a kid. The rhyme goes, it's raining, it's pouring, the old man is snoring. He went to bed and bumped his head and couldn't get up in the morning. Why? Oh, because he's dead. Apparently. The origin of the story here seems to come from England, where we do love a good pint. It's thought that the man was a drunk, no better place to hide from the rain and drown your sorrows than the pub, am I right? The nursery rhyme is a cautionary tale about drinking too much to ail your woes. If you take it too far, you might drunkenly bump your head and never get up in any mornings ever, because dead. Coming in at number 7 we have This Little Piggy. I loved it when I was really small and my mum would play This Little Piggy on my toes. This little piggy went to market, this little piggy stayed at home, this little piggy had roast beef and this little piggy had none. And this little piggy went wee 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 all the way home. It's actually kind of fun to say even as an adult. Basically it would always end in a tickle and lots of laughter. Now though, as an adult and a vegetarian, when I think about it, I realise what the rhyme actually means. The piggy who went to market wasn't going shopping for lovely things to eat, he was the lovely thing to eat. He went to market to be sold, then killed, and then be eaten. Maybe some cows out there were eating roast pork just to complete the rhyme, I don't know. We should have known all along, the piggy who went to market was always the big chubby toe, the fattest and tastiest of all the toes. In August 2018, a tweet from Samantha went viral when she realised exactly this, and a lot of people were shocked too. Leave the piggies and the toes alone for that matter. Coming in at number 6 we have London Bridge is Falling Down. Long before Fergie decided to sing about London, 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 kids for centuries had been singing the old London Bridge is Falling Down nursery rhyme. It is thought that in parts the song refers to immurement, which is a centuries old practice especially popular in the Middle Ages. People thought that human sacrifice would make a building stronger. The rumour was that dozens of children were bricked into the walls of London Bridge to stop it from ever falling. Dark. So dark. Next up we have a zesty rhyme with a very dark undertone. Coming in at number 5 we have Oranges and Lemons. Oranges and lemons say the bells of St. Clement's. What a lovely little tune. I also love a citrus fruit. What's not to love? I always forget the bit at the end that goes, here comes a candle to light you to bed, and here comes a chopper to chop off your head. Chip, chop, chip, chop, the last man is dead. I guess it was all there. From the off, it's pretty sinister. So it turns out actually that the bells of St. Clement's were execution bells. It seems executions always started off with the chiming of bells. The whole song is about death. Death by decapitation. Awful. Coming into number 4 we have Georgie, Porgie, Pudding and Pie. Turns out that Georgie Porgie is not legit. You may have heard of the rhyme. It goes Georgie, Porgie, Pudding and Pie kissed the girls and made them cry. When the boys came out to play, Georgie Porgie ran away. Coward. Turns out the little Georgie here was a sex pest. Not okay. Georgie is thought to refer to Georgie Villiers, the Duke of Buckingham, a man who people speculated that King James I was actually in love with. There isn't any proof of this, but it is said that Villiers had wandering eyes and hands and was very fond of young women. It is said that actually he didn't really care for consent and he would force himself on women who actually said no sometimes. He sexually abused and raped them, and he was often then set upon by their husbands, the boys who came out to play, leading him to run away before he could be punished. It seems he was never truly punished because of the king's protection. Coming into number 3, this isn't okay, we have 10 Little Indians. I guess I should have seen this one coming. 10 Little Indians had another nasty variant using the N-word too, and here's the cover of a book of the Icelandic version of the song. Ugh. In 1868, a song called 10 Little Injuns was adapted and elaborated for a minstrel show, which isn't the most awkward thing about the story. Actually, the most awkward and scary thing is that the lyrics counted down from 10 with an Injun dying each stanza. Right, horrible. Coming into number 2, we have Peter the Pumpkin Eater. This one goes, Peter Pumpkin Eater had a wife and couldn't keep her. He put her in a pumpkin shell and there he kept her very well. I'll admit that as a kid I just enjoyed rhyming Peter with pumpkin eater, but on closer inspection the words are quite concerning from the off. Like, why couldn't Peter keep his wife, and what on earth do you mean he put her in a pumpkin shell? It turns out that actually the rhyme dates back to young and decidedly more religious America. Back then the rhyme was a warning to women, a warning that they had to be faithful else they might fall victim of comeuppance. You see, it seems that Peter found his wife was cheating on him. He then murdered her and hid her body in a giant hollowed out pumpkin. Cool. Thanks, Peter. It seems that there is a similar ditty from English folklore called Eeper Weeper about a chimney sweep who killed his second wife. Guys, stop killing wives, just move on like everyone else. Finally, coming into number 1, this actually did quite shock me, I had no idea. We have Mary, Mary, quite contrary. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells and pretty maids all in a row. Sounds legit, right? A lovely garden. What's not to like? But wait, why is Mary so contrary? That means like conflicting, and that's kind of weird for a pretty girl in a garden. It turns out that the nursery rhyme is actually about Bloody Mary, Mary I of England, Mary Tudor. She was a formidable queen who reigned for just 5 years, in which time she managed to kill over 300 Protestants, earning her the name Bloody Mary. The nursery rhyme is actually about her spate of murders. The garden is a euphemism for her growing cemeteries, the graveyards filling up with bodies. Silver bells and cockle shells were actually instruments of torture, and the maiden was a device used to behead people. Honestly, I'll never listen to that the same ever again. Coming into number 10, we have Ring a Ring a Roses. I think that North America and the UK have slightly different wordings for this nursery rhyme, but they have the same dark origin. In the UK it goes, ring a roses, a pocket full of posies, a tissue, we all fall down. Do I have to sing them all? Have I set this precedent now? Ugh. I know in some variations people say ashes, ashes, but either way, as some of you may know, this cute little nursery rhyme kids sing whilst holding hands in a circle is actually about the majority of Europe dying from the plague. The all fall down bit, where these days kids throw themselves on the floor, is literally about dropping down dead. How dark. Ring a Roses is about the red rash plague victims would notice at the onset of this sickness. The pocket filled with posies is about the herbs and flowers people would smell that they believed protected them from the plague. The tissue is a sneeze, which was also a symptom, and the ashes bit was about how bodies of victims were burned. What a cheery song.
Moving on at number 9, we have Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. That's right folks, our childhood nursery rhyme is much darker than you thought. So if you play the line, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, how I wonder what you are, backwards, it sounds like I wish there was no Allah. Allah in Arabic means God. So parents believed that it was going to cause their child to become an atheist or even a devil worshipper. Now this can only be heard in some versions of the song, and even then it still sounds a bit distorted, so I personally don't believe that was put there intentionally. But seriously, who discovered this? Are there just people spending their days listening to songs backwards trying to spark some kind of controversy? Next up at number 8 we have the song EUNUCH PROVOCATEUR by Mars Volta. Now the name of the song alone is pretty disturbing honestly. honestly. And yeah, it's not like a positive, uplifting pop song, so what do you expect? Now, towards the beginning of the song, in between an instrumental break, you can hear some sort of distorted voice. When played in reverse, it sounds like someone saying, "Did mommy and daddy ever hurt or spank you?" I have no clue why they incorporated this in the song. Maybe it was just like to hop on the backmasking trend, or maybe it truly does have a darker meaning. In our 7th spot, we have the song Fire on High by Electric Light Orchestra. Now, orchestra music is not typically that scary, but this song contained quite a creepy message. So at the beginning of the song, there appears to be some sort of gibberish. People detected that it was a message and played it backwards. That's when they revealed that it said, "Music is reversible, but time is not. Turn back, turn back, turn back." The voice itself is very deep and heavy, giving it a creepier tone. Now, people tried to decipher this message. Some people think that he is warning about impending doom. And of course, you have the people that think everything is satanic. Well, parents were fearful because this soundtrack was used as the opening theme for CBS Sports and even at a ride at Seabreeze Amusement Park. Although it's creepy and we don't really know the exact meaning, I doubt we have anything to worry about. Right? Yeah. Moving on to number 6, we have 123 Red Light by 1910 Fruit Gum Company. Honestly, this song is said to be a classic childhood song for a bunch of individuals around the 1970s. Many people listened to this song and focused on the snazzy tune or catchy repetition of the line 123 Red Light. But apparently this song has an underlying message about date rape. What's scary is how this song was specifically targeted towards children and young teens. It is not a good song that they should be listening to at such a young age, especially when they are still developing and can easily be influenced. So when you listen to the lyrics, it says things like, "Every time I try to prove I love you, 123 red light, you stop me. Baby, you ain't right to stop me." Then it also says, "123 red light won't stop me. When I know I'm right, don't stop me, 123 red light." That makes me feel so sick. Like literally he's singing about trying to pursue a woman who doesn't want to engage in sexual activities. Even though she's rejecting him, he still won't stop because he thinks he's right and she's wrong for doing so. We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with Nebraska by Bruce Springsteen. Now this song is fairly heavy. The emotion in Springsteen's voice is very powerful. It's honestly beautifully sung. But unfortunately, what some people may not know is that it is actually about a serial killer by the name of Charlie Starkweather. When Charlie was just 19, he killed 11 people in Nebraska and Wyoming. There was no motive, it was just a relentless killing spree. The song has lyrics like, "Me and her went for a ride, sir, and 10 innocent people died." And "Through to the badlands of Wyoming, I killed everything in my path." This is all true to what Charlie did. Suddenly, the harmonica moments in the song just sound a bit more creepier than normal. It's a very sad song once you listen to it with that in mind. Moving on, in our 4th spot, we have Dinner at the Deviants Palace by Cradle of Filth. I mean, again, what did you expect? They're an extreme heavy metal band, and have said that they're inspired by gothic mythology, books, and horror films. They even wear upside down crosses. So I'm not surprised by this dark message hidden in their song. So this interesting song is the 8th track from their album Bittersweets to Succubi. So in the song, when it's played in reverse, you can hear a young boy reciting the Lord's Prayer. The young boy's voice is eerie with like a static effect over it. It sounds almost like he's possessed. Now, apparently, when a Lord's Prayer is recited backwards, it can be used to summon demons. So maybe be careful next time you choose to listen to this song. You might receive more than you bargained for. In our 3rd spot, we have Hate Your State by Choking Victim. Now, Choking Victim is a punk rock band with songs like Born to Die, No Gods, and In My Grave. So obviously their music is going to be more darker and involve more mature subject matter. Now, in their song Hate Your State, there's a whole secret paragraph that they included. This message is inserted at the beginning of the song and at first just sounds like the singer is struggling to speak as if he's choking. So some people just overlooked it, thinking it was an artistic choice. However, other individuals knew that a message was hidden there, so when played backwards, it says, "You think you are alive, MF? You're just the walking effing dead. You're stepping on my back to stay alive. West Coast, East Coast, you're all a bunch of effing fools." Then it tells the listener to kill themselves and hail Satan. But then it ends with him saying, "Good night boys and girls, pleasant dreams." So I guess that's sweet, I don't know. But seriously, I know they're a more hardcore band, but that message is a little too scary. At number 2, we have Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven. Now, believe me, when this one is played in reverse, it sounds more like it should have been titled Stairway to Hell. Now, this song in particular is different from the rest. It is shown that the whole thing in reverse has tons of hidden messages, not just one line, the whole song. So throughout the reversed version of the song, you can hear him say things like, "Here's to my sweet Satan," or "All my life will end for him," or even, "Oh, I will never be saved because I lived with Satan." And this isn't the first time Led Zeppelin has been accused of backmasking dark messages. Now, in the forward version of the song, he even says the line, "'Cause you know, sometimes words have two meanings." This is what led people to believe there was a hidden message in the song. So, some individuals believe that he is trying to recruit people into Satanism. What supported their theory is that the guitarist Jimmy Page bought a home from Aleister Crowley. Now, Aleister is known to try and have his followers learn to read and speak backwards. Coincidence? But either way, the satanic messages are pretty creepy. And in our #1 spot, we have Big Hoops by Nelly Furtado. Now, Nelly Furtado is a Portuguese-Canadian singer-songwriter known for her songs like "I'm Like a Bird" and "Turn Off the Light." Now, she isn't one to typically spark controversy, but this next song has people thinking that she's part of the Illuminati. Now, towards the end of her song, Big Hoops, you hear her say, "It's not over yet," and then some inaudible sounds. It seemed like nothing big until it was played backwards. That's when you can clearly hear her say, "Oh my god, descending to the 13th floor. We're on the 11th floor, descending to the 12th floor," and then it repeats. There is something about this one that just makes me feel so uncomfortable. Like, her voice is just so eerie in it. There's just something so off about it, and her voice just gives me the goosebumps. Now, 13th floors are thought to be unlucky, and most buildings don't even have a 13th floor. And then throughout the music video, she does the Illuminati symbol. She makes a triangle with her fingers and places it to her eye. She does this multiple times throughout the video. So, people believe that she sold her soul to the Illuminati or that she's involved with them somehow. People furthered this theory by even adding up all the numbers she said and doing more research. Then they came to the conclusion that it all added up to 666, the devil's number. Now, that one is kind of reaching. Like, I too could make up some bogus math equation like, oh, she has 2 eyes and she's wearing 4 bracelets, so that makes 6 and her favorite number is 6. So you see, like, I could just make it up too. So that probably just was a coincidence, but the reverse message just really creeps me out. Starting off this video, we have "Every Breath You Take" by The Police. Honestly, I'm a big fan of The Police and Sting. Some of my favorite songs are "Roxanne" and "Message in a Bottle," you know, the classics. So anyway, I'm sure you've heard of the song "Every Breath You Take." Now honestly, I never thought too much of the song. I just thought it was a cute romance song. Well, turns out it is quite the opposite. Apparently Sting wrote the song after a bad breakup. So now if you listen to this song keeping that in mind, it sounds like he's just stalking his ex. Like, just listen to these lyrics. "Every breath you take and every move you make, I'll be watching you. Every single day and every word you say, he'll be watching you." Like, now that's really creepy, so maybe think twice before playing that song at your wedding, just a suggestion.
#9, Where Are You Now? Justin Bieber. Let's move on to the biggest pop star in the world. Is he still the biggest? I don't know. Or is Ariana the biggest now? I don't know. Have you ever been able to pinpoint the moment when you feel old? Well, this one isn't so much the song, but the music video. And these things kind of go hand in hand. I'm going to be throwing a few music videos onto this list because I think they fit. In this music video, we have Justin Bieber dancing around singing like the prodigy that he is, and there's a bunch of vivid imagery that gets flashed onto the screen. Most of it is just jumbled garbage, but there are some suspicious pictures. A lot of it has to do with the Illuminati. Whoa. We see shots of Bieber with the famous eyeball in the pyramid, and he seems to put up the triangle symbol with his hands. At certain points there's satanic crosses on his forehead and other images of devil worship. These things flash on screen so fast they're super hard to see, but if you want to dive deep into this, there are a ton of slow motion videos of this music video. At #8 we have 99 Luftballons. Yeah, the German pop song that you probably heard at every wedding. It's hard to accept that this song is actually pretty dark because it sounds like something that every kid in the 80s had their first kiss to. But this song is actually about nuclear holocaust. The song goes, "The panic bells, it's red alert, there's something here from somewhere west. The war machine springs to life." Basically it's about a ton of red balloons being mistaken for an attack, causing the Germans to fire the first nukes, and then everyone else responds with their own nukes. I mean, this song would make me feel bad if it wasn't so damn catchy. At least if you get the horrific message that there's an oncoming nuclear strike, you know what song to put on. At #7 we have Imagine by John Lennon. This one is going to blow your mind. We all know the song Imagine by John Lennon. It's supposed to represent peace and people living together happy. Well, more like living under the hammer and sickle. Mother Russia is coming for you. Putin is in your emails. Yeah, the song Imagine has a bunch of lyrics that line up with the Communist Manifesto. No way, you might say. Lennon was a socialist, not a communist. Well, in this song he talks about living in a world with no countries, no religions, or possessions. That's Communist 101, baby. China's controlling the internet, that's what's going on. So maybe this is us interpreting the song the wrong way, or maybe Lennon had a secret communist agenda, wanted to convert Americans into being comrades with the East. At number 6 we have Black Star with David Bowie. Rest in peace to one of the greatest musical icons who ever lived. He made being androgynous cool and probably kept the world eyeliner business afloat for years. Some of his tracks are my favorite songs of all time, and it's hard to find a single person who hasn't heard one of his songs. Now his final album Black Star was released just 2 days before the pop star moved on to the big stage in the sky, and there were some songs of there that might have given a hint to his passing. For those of you who don't know, David Bowie was battling with cancer throughout the production of his final album, so he would have been well aware of his impending death. In the title song Black Star, he says spirit rose a meter and stepped aside. It seems to me that he was telling everyone that it was his time to move on. So if your grandparents ever start playing songs from this album, you might want to start spending more time with them. Also, another fun fact about David Bowie, he died at age 69. Nice. At number 5 we have Firework, Katy Perry. The song Firework is about how everyone is special and you should feel good no matter who you are. Yeah, just like the song Beautiful by Christina Aguilera and like millions of other pop songs out there. In reality, no one cares about you, you're all going to die and be forgotten. Go back to work in your cubicle and make an emotional post on Facebook. Jesus, why did I get so dark right there? But there is a hidden message in the song Firework by Katy Perry. Katy told Billboard magazine that the song isn't just about self-love, but what Katy wants done with her remains. She said after she dies, she wants to be cremated. Okay, that's pretty normal. And she wants her ashes spread across an ocean. Once again, pretty normal. Not that strange yet. But she doesn't just want someone to toss her ashes. No. She's a famous pop star. She wants her ashes to be shot out of a firework over the ocean in a giant explosion of bright lights and human remains. That's the most extra I have ever heard of. That's like a Viking funeral covered in pressed nails.
Good night, sweet prince.
At number 4 we have Evil Eye by Ash. This song seems to be about a guy who has a very strange relationship with women. Evil Eye came out in 2004 and it's about a dude who can't stop thinking about a girl because she's using some sort of witchcraft to work her way into his mind. A song about a dude obsessed with women has already been covered on this list, but wait, there's more and it's pretty juicy. Evil Eye decided to include a little thing called backmasking. Now what on earth is backmasking? This is when you put a hidden message in a song that can only be heard when you play it in reverse. This was common back in the 70s and 80s when people were worried about the devil using music to corrupt youth. And the message left in the song was, she's giving me evil eye, suck Satan's C-O-C-K. Doesn't say C-O-C-K, but I guess you guys at home can figure it out, cause I know you all know how to spell, and if you don't know how to spell, just Google it. I'm just kidding. Don't Google it. At number 3 we have Electric Light Orchestra. Yeah, these guys apparently have some cursed songs. You know the group of hippies who have songs that are all about love and happiness? They secretly want you to worship Satan and give your life to the Dark Lord. Well, that's what a bunch of Christians thought back when their 1974 album El Dorado came out. This was when the backmasking craze was at an all-time high. A group of religious fanatics said they found the lyrics, "He's the nasty one, Christ infernal." Maybe this is true, and pretending to be peace-loving hippies was the perfect cover. Well, Electric Light Orchestra thought it was ridiculous, so just to mock all of these people for accusing them, they filled their next album with friendly backmasking messages like, "Thank you for listening." That's so cool. At number 2 we have Pumped Up Kicks, Foster the People. This one's kind of out in the open. You don't need to play the song in reverse or translate it into another language. You just have to listen to the words that they're saying, and to be honest, I don't usually do that when I listen to music. But if you read a transcript of the song, you would quickly realize that even though this song is fun to listen to and is incredibly catchy, it's actually about school gun violence. There's lyrics like "Robert's got a quick hand" and better run, outrun my bullets." The song is supposed to be from the viewpoint of a kid who suffers from a mental disorder and is having thoughts about killing people in his school. If we even go deeper into this, you'll find out that the bassist in the band survived the Columbine shootings. And at number 1 we have Helter Skelter, one of the lesser known Beatles songs that you've probably never heard unless you're a huge fan or you're well informed of what I'm about to tell you. Some of the most famous murders in American history are the Tate LaBanca murders. They were orchestrated by infamous cult leader Charles Manson, and he claimed that he got his posse of butchers to commit these crimes from a message that he heard in the song Helter Skelter. Charles Manson believed that there was an upcoming race war between white and black people in America and that the Beatles knew about it, confessing it in the song Helter Skelter. Manson thought that these high-profile crimes would be blamed on young black men, sparking the start of this war. This would bring the destruction of American society, and after this destruction, Manson and his followers would move in as the new leaders of the USA. Was this message actually embedded in the song Helter Skelter? Well, probably not. But now it's forever linked to old Charlie Manson.